It's open. Hi, Nan.
Yeah,
Are you there?
I'm here.
Okay. I'm go downstairs.
Well, welcome to my studio. This is the second studio I've had. I've had it for the last, I would say, 5 years, and I love it now. But I didn't at first because this Grand Miro, which was built with the building in 1905, I thought took up too much space. I mean, the fact that it reflects the rest of the studio makes it even bigger. But anyway, I have grown to love it, and now I have extra walls when I need focus studios, which my husband figured out. And so I change the work around all the time, whether it goes out for shows or it gets sold, or I just feel like changing it around. And all the work reflects my travels and my teaching, pretty much, because I teach a lot of places. I teach in 3 museums, but I teach in many international programs, and I even run an artist loft on a cruise ship at times. So they're really my interpretations of places I've been, and I would say 90% of it is made up. But it starts out really with a sketch, just charcoal, and that's all I need. And the colors, the patterns, the detail, it happens as I'm working. I never know ahead of time what the colors, subject, I know what the subject is, but I don't know what the colors and the patterns will be. And it's discovery, it's a total discovery. So in my work, I try to create a more optimistic and joyful world than is in reality. And since it's a fiction, I can do that. That's what makes me happy. Starting here at the table, I'm going to be demonstrating this mixed mediums. So I usually work at the table if it's anything smaller than 24 by 24, oil paintings or mixed media, whatever. Once it gets bigger, I go on to and work on the easel. So this is where I spend most of my time, by the window. But I'll take you, should I talk about the paintings? Okay, so I could really talk about any of them, but from what's on the easel now, this was from last year when I finished teaching art on a cruise ship, and I ended up in London, and I was there for a week. So I happened to stay at a hotel opposite Victoria's Garden, Queen Victoria's Garden, and I took a walk in the garden and I fell in love with it, and so I did many, many sketches of that location in London. The works up there, which are actually sort of three-dimensional, came from my teaching on a cruise ship when I went around South America. And the boats I bought, the boats were actually flat on one side and made out of wood that I bought from a fisherman in Brazil. And the landscape was my memory of Valparaiso, Chile. I just remembered Chile was so lovely. I just loved it. And anyway, I put together the boats and my memory of the town. And I only bought 3 boats. I wish I had bought 20, but that's what I did from that. But I have a lot of big paintings from Japan. I went on a wonderful trip to Japan, and I actually fell in love with these. These are little monks. These were little monks in a cemetery, and that was the one place I did not sketch right there. And I think that the reason is because I found Japanese people to be so humble and quiet and proper, and that the landscape was lovely but not loud in any way, except for the kimonos, which were beautiful. So I ended up doing a whole series based on the Edo period and the floating world that they lived and breathed in the Edo period. And so I made it a dream world, which meant that the paintings didn't have to be in real space. I could pay homage to them with their symbols of kimonos and fish and birds and shrines and so on. So that was pretty much made up. One of the paintings of Japan that included the shrine and the birds. Birds are made up. And everything's really made up. But again, it's paying homage to the Japanese symbols that I constantly saw. I could look anywhere. This painting over here is a painting of the hotel that I stayed at in Nafplio, Greece. I taught on the island of Skopilos for the Worcester Art Museum, and the week before I did a little traveling, and I, without knowing it, I stayed at this lovely hotel that I have done easily 3 paintings of just the hotel. So, oh, and this one is Mexico. So now that I think of it, this one is from San Miguel de Allende, a lovely inn in Mexico. And so there are other works from other years in the rest of the studio. I don't know if you want to see those. Oh, all right, let's go in. So I would say 30 years ago, 1990, 2002, 20, yeah, I would say at least 30 years ago. This is kind of big for this room, but I did many works based on narrative works. This one actually is from a grant from the Worcester Art Museum. I did 6 neighborhoods of Worcester. This is a real house. That's the only real thing in it. And I made once I had the house drawn, I collaged and painted it with acrylics and then went over it with oil sticks. So I was doing a lot of narrative work then where I didn't have the story. I would make up the story, and they always involved people and what they were thinking, and people would react differently to them. And I on one side, and I even have a window, so that's very nice. So it's perfectly a suitable bedroom, you know, especially for the city. And then I was lucky enough to get this whole kitchen was already here when I came. I'll put this away. I have a bad foot, so I'll just leave it. Anyway, I have a whole kitchen here, which is terrific, and a lovely bathroom, which has the bathtub with the feet on it, so and a window. So it's very comfortable. I couldn't ask for. I obviously can't take the oil paints with me, so I do these mixed mediums, which are of places I've been. This is of France, just looking out the window. They're done, first I sketch, which I do regardless. I sketch and I have a line sketch, and then I can come back to it at any time. But I use Caran d'Ache crayons, oil pastels, and then watercolor over it to act as a resist. So all of these, there's a lot of them. These are of France, the first one. This one is of Italy. That's of Mexico. That's of France, the Mediterranean. That's, where is that? Italy, Provincetown. grease. These like these are actually acrylics. This original sketch I did oils from after I did the acrylic paintings. But generally speaking, I can carry them and I can do them piecemeal. I can do first the outlining, then I can fill in, and then I can do the watercolor. And so I can carry these materials with me and do these works outside. And I trace them first. After once I've sketched it, I trace them so that I can use the tracing for an oil painting. That will come once I get home. Anyway, this is a good representation of what I've done for the last number of years. And so I hope you'll enjoy this studio.